Hi everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. I'm so happy to have you here today. Before we get started, be sure that you're subscribed here on YouTube. It's completely free to subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my crafty family here. I'm on the road to 300,000 subscribers and would love to have you be part of that. We're going to do a giveaway at 300,000 and I cannot wait. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own budget planner. These are super fun. You can use these for a lot of things. They don't just have to be for budgets or for savings. I've seen quite a few people give these as gifts to college students, filled with like gift cards for different restaurants around or places to shop, or filled with money. So there's lots of ways to use these, but I'm going to show you how to add some vinyl to it and then how to add the vinyl on the inside for each of your little I'm not sure what these are called. I guess they're like little pouches, but this is so fun. This is a pretty inexpensive craft. I got this little pouch from Amazon. I got the little holder. I'll link it down below. It comes in a bunch of different colors and styles, so you can grab your own in whatever color you choose. And then I'm going to show you how we create the decorations for it, how to set it up so that you're going to get everything cut the right size. It's going to be a really, really fun one. I'll link everything we're using down in the video's description. So without further ado, let's get started.
The first thing that we want to do here in Cricut Design Space is to create the templates for the areas that we can put our designs on. So with this budget book, it has a strap across the front there that you saw. So we need to kind of take that into consideration when we're designing this. So I'm going to do a couple different versions so that you can kind of get an idea. The first one I'm going to do is I'm going to open the shapes and I'm going to do the design so that it would be like landscape, meaning like up and down on the book. So for this one, I'm going to open up that square and I'm going to unlock it here with the lock button. I want to change this to be 2 inches wide, which is about what I have to work with, and 7 inches tall. Now you'll notice that that's pretty small amount of space, but it's because of that little strap there. And I might be able to go a little bit bigger, but it does have kind of a curve. So that is if you want to go vertical. And then if you want to do it with the, like the strap kind of in the middle maybe of your words, you have 2 sections of about 5 by 2.5. So this one would be 5 wide. And actually I forgot to unlock it because I need to change that scale. And then it's going to be about 2.5 high. Now you could have 2 sections of this, meaning that you'll have one, the strap, and then another. So I'm going to duplicate that just so we can kind of get like a look of what that's going to look like. And then the next piece that we have is, of course, our little inside budget like folders, the little zipper pouches. So that one, oops, I didn't want to text. That one, I don't know why I clicked that. That one is going to be 6 by 3. Now, again, you can do these vertical or horizontal, whichever way works best for you. So I'm going to do this at 6 wide and 3 high. So this is what we're kind of working with. We have the little pouch. This would be the horizontal version if you wanted to do it that way, or this one would be the vertical version. Now, one thing I will say is I'm not loving this black. I do find it hard to look at, and our budget book is light purple, so we're going to go ahead and just change it to light purple. This one obviously is the pouch, so this is clear, but it's fine. I don't mind it being that light purple. That's just so we can really see what we're doing. Now, we have 8 of these budget pouches that we can use. You do not have to use all of them. Use however many you want. And then this would be our front area. So now you kind of need to figure out, what do you want it to say? What do you want on the front of your budget book? What are you going to use it for? Maybe it's going to be for your vacation fund. Maybe it's going to be your monthly like budget where it's for things like groceries, fun things, stuff like that. So for you, make it for whatever you want it to be. For me, I'm going to use it as a little vacation fund. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up text. Now you can add images, you can add text, whatever you want to do for this, but I'm going to put vacation, and that's going to be this top section. And then I'm going to do the word fund next, but I want to use a fun font. So I'm just going to kind of go into my Cricut fonts here, and I want to go to my system fonts. Now, I don't have nearly as many as I once did in my life, and I'm kind of building them up, but I got a new computer, which means time for new fonts. So what I like to do is I just sort of click through and see if there's any I like. Now, if this is not the way you want to do it, because sometimes Design Space can be a little slow, I'm going to show you a quick little trick. This website here, wordmark.it, is one of my favorites. So what you do is you're going to type in whatever your word is that you want to use and then hit the little arrow. What this does is it gives you a view of all of your fonts, and you can select the ones that you like while you're scrolling, and then you can compare them rather than having to click through all of the ones that you have like in that list. This is a way to see everything on the same page, and then you're able to really kind of get a better view of what they're going to look like. So I'm going to scroll through and find a few that I like, and if I don't like any, guess what? We're going to go font shopping. I'm just going to select a couple fonts here just to show you. I just didn't see anything that really popped out to me as like really love it. So we are going to go look at some fonts. But what I did is I clicked a couple fonts, and if you want to view them all together, click filter selected fonts up here. And now you can really see the fonts all together. And if you decide, you know what, I don't want that font, but I still want to look at the others, you can do that. You can also click the font so that you can see it larger and get a better look at it. And then you can just close it once you've looked at it and said, yes or no. So if I don't want that font anymore, again, I can just remove it. And then you can head back over into Cricut Design Space and choose the font that you want. But I didn't see anything that I liked, so I'm going to go to Creative Fabrica. This Summer Hipster is a really pretty font, and so I'm going to show you how to install this because it is super duper easy. What you're going to do is click download, and it's going to open up a folder and ask you where you want to save it. I save all of mine into my fonts folder, so I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now you want to open up the folder once it's downloaded because you need to do what's called extracting or unzipping the folder. So when you open it, you're going to click extract all and then just simply click extract. It's so easy to do. The next thing that you want to do is you're going to right click on your design here, your file, and you're going to go to show more options, and you want to click install for all users. Now your computer might have that option already up on your main screen. Mine does not. Once I've installed for all users, I'll be able to use this across my entire computer. But one thing we have to do is go close Design Space and reopen it. Over in Design Space, they just don't understand how to like update the fonts as you've installed them. So what you're going to do is you're going to save your design here. So I'm going to save this as budget. Whoops. Helps if I get the D in there. Budget planner. Wow, I can't spell. Budget planner. And I'm going to save this. Then I want to close it and reopen Cricut Design Space. Once you're back in Design Space, you can go to My Stuff, which is this little like box, and you can open up your budget planner design and click Customize. Now we're back and we can use that new font, which we can go over here to font, go to our system fonts, and then find the font that we just installed. You can scroll for it, or you can just search the name for it as well. So we know that it was summer, and it's Summer Hipster right here. So there is your font ready to go. Now again, use whatever font you want. Now I'm going to go ahead and size this up a little bit to fit the area I want it in. I think that looks like a good size. Now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this font box just because, I don't know, it's just easier for me than opening up a whole new text. And I'm going to change this to the word fund. Now I have a little bit of space over here that I could put like a little design if I want to. I could leave it blank. I could add the year. Maybe it's vacation fund for 2026. Maybe it's vacation fund to go to a specific location. You can really add whatever you want over here if you want to, or you could just leave it plain, truly up to you. But I think what I'm going to do is add just a little image just because. Now you can, of course, get images from anywhere like Etsy, Creative Fabrica, design bundles. But if you have Cricut Access, you can also use that. Now I have Access mostly just for tutorials. I don't really recommend that most people buy Access. It's just a little expensive, I think, for what you get. But since I have it, I'm going to go ahead and use it to find a little image to add to this. I'm going to use this little image. I think it's fine. It'll work. I don't really know where we're going, but this looks like it's a cute one. So all I'm going to do is just add it here, and then I am going to make it black because I just want everything on the front to be like the same color. I don't like a lot of like jazz to my stuff, but if you do, go for it. Make it however you want it to be. Now I'm going to show you how to do the one that would be like vertical if you want to do that one as well. But I'm going to personally do this version where it's the horizontal. But I'm just going to add the text again. I'm just going to do vacation fund. Now, what you want to do is you're going to rotate this. Now, you can rotate it with your own like mouse here. If you just hover over a corner, you can rotate it. But you can also use the rotate option up here and just change it to 90 degrees. So whichever works better for you. And the reason we do that is so that we can size it for the space that we have, because we do have quite a bit of space. Now, if you want to stretch it out a little bit, you absolutely can. If you want to unlock the scale, just go up to where it says size and click the little unlock button. And now you'll be able to kind of stretch this a little differently. See, if you grab a corner, I can stretch it long, I can make it skinny, I can make it super thin. So if you want to change that scale in any way, you can do that. So if you want this to be a little bit wider to fill up more of the space, it still looks pretty good. So I think that that is fine. Now, once I've got that all kind of figured out, the next thing to do is to figure out our little pouches and what we want those to say. So the first one that we'll do is I'm going to open up a text box here. I'm going to pull it over so we can see it. And the first thing that we're going to do is fuel, because obviously, depending on where you're going. Now, I don't know. But for me, I'm going to just say that we're going to drive to whatever location this is. So we are going to need gas, but also if you're there and you rent a car, you'll still need to budget for some form of gas. Now for the inside budget folders or pouches, you can use the same font if you want to, but I think for me, I would rather do a little more of like a plain font, but still like keeping it fun. So for that, I always like to kind of click through a little bit, but I have a few that I really like to use that always are so cute and easy to read. And Pink Vibes Sans is one of them. And I think this is the design that we're going to go with. Now, again, I could add a little image of a car or a gas pump or whatever if I want to. If you want to be a little cutesy, you can absolutely do that. But I think for this one, I'm just going to leave it as is. So we've got fuel. Now I want to move this off and I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. So then we also are going to want to get some snacks, right? Who doesn't like snacks, especially if you're on a road trip? Now this is a little longer. So what I want to do, I'm going to size this down just a little bit so that it will fit a little better onto the pouch. I don't want it to be the full length. Now that I've got that one, again, I'll just go ahead and duplicate. And then you're going to figure out your next one. So of course you're going to need to eat actual meals. And I think that size looks pretty good actually. So I'm just going to leave as is. And again, duplicate. So I have 3 right now. So what else do we need to budget for? We need to budget for things like hotel. So, okay, where are we staying? How much we got for that? We're going to need to budget for that, of course. So for this, you really just make this budgeted for whatever you are going to want to do. So whether you are somebody who maybe you're going to go to a theme park one day. So maybe you need to budget for the theme park tickets. Maybe you're going to just call it entertainment because maybe there's a bunch of stuff. Budget for entertainment. I can't spell. And for that, that's going to be things like a theme park ticket or maybe miniature golf or whatever that may be, wherever you're going, we're going to want to have a little budget for entertainment. So I just realized that's totally not spelled right. Entertainment. Jesus. Now, if it does this where it kind of like puts 2 of your letters down at the bottom, just expand your box again and then scrunch it back down. Now this one, obviously a longer word, so it's going to take up a lot more space. So that word is going to be smaller than others. So what do we have so far? We have hotel, we have snacks, we have fuel, we have meals, and we have entertainment. Now, what else might we need to budget for? I don't know. But when you're doing this, you just set it up for what you want. So again, like if it's something for monthly, maybe it's groceries, rent, mortgage, car payments, whatever that may be. Maybe you're helping your kids save for something. So you're helping them do something. Maybe they have the goal of certain things that they want to save for. Maybe they have a college fund. Maybe you teach them also to do like a small donation to a charity with their savings. And then maybe they're looking to get a certain toy or a certain project, or maybe they're saving up for a car, whatever that may be, you can use these for it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish making the rest of these little tags, and then we'll come right back. Now that I have all of our little labels ready to go, we are good. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I save this before I do anything else. That way I don't have, any accidents happen when I hit make. But we also want to make sure that we are going to do two things. One, I just want the fund and this design, this sunset beach, to cut together. So one easy way to do that is to just grab both of the items, and I'm just using the layers panel over here, and I'm going to attach those just so those cut together. That way I don't have to try to like piece them together. That's fine. If you don't want to attach them, you don't have to. Now, what I also need to do is I'm going to hide all of our templates. Now, I prefer to hide them just in case I ever need to go back to them. So I'm going to just click this little eyeball section here, and I'm going to hide them. Now, you can, again, save from here if you want to, or you can just go right to make. Now, once you've done that, go ahead, hit make. Now, over in the make screen, you'll see that we have all of our designs ready to go. Now, they've got it all on the same mat, which is great because it's going to save us quite a bit of space, which is awesome. Now, I will say that I think that these two are awful close together. I'm going to scooch this guy up just so it's a little easier to cut them apart. You can move stuff around, whatever you need to do, and you could actually really save a little bit more space if you wanted to kind of scooch things up and around, but you don't have to do this. You'll be fine either way. Permanent vinyl is pretty inexpensive. Now, in case I didn't mention it before, we are going to be using permanent vinyl on this. This is like a faux leather, which can work with permanent vinyl or with HTV. But for this, I'm going to use the permanent because I'm afraid that the HTV might melt the outer layer, which we definitely don't want to do. So permanent vinyl for this is going to be great. Now let's head over to the machine and get everything cut out.
We're ready to cut out our vinyl. I'm going to use a Starcraft HD for this, and I just cut this down to size from a big roll. I do use the vinyl setting. I'm going to load this in, let it cut, and then I'm going to show you guys weeding, and then we'll apply it to our binder. I do have a little spot right over here where I think I might need to recut. I'm not sure if the vinyl lifted or what, but we're going to see how it does. Sometimes you'll just have little spots like that. That could be something on your blade, or it could be an issue with the machine. It could have been your mat wasn't sticky enough. So hard to say. Now, normally I don't leave things on the mat to weed, but I am going to do that with this one just so I can see and show you how nicely Starcraft HD weeds. It weeds so stinking good. Like I said, I normally don't do this, but because I want to try to do the entire thing all at once, just to show you, I'm going to do it that way. And you can see it's coming apart so good. Now, I will say the script fonts are always going to be a little more of like an adventure to weed, just because they have all those little intricate pieces and parts. But you can see, look at how good this is going. I'm only needing to help it a few spots here and there, like in between the S's and stuff. And I could pull it, but I just don't want to risk any damage to the vinyl. Now we're going to see how the C does over here. Like I said, if I have to recut it, I have to recut it. It's fine. Not the end of the world. But I think it might have been okay. It might just be a little wrinkly. I don't think it cut all the way through in like one small spot, but I'm able to kind of salvage it. So it should be fine. I'm not going to bother recutting since this is just a tutorial. Let me go ahead and get all of the letter centers and the design apart, and then I'm going to show you how we apply this to the book. Now that we have everything weeded, keep in mind this one here is for if I did it long ways, and then this here is for the horizontal. So what I do is I'm going to grab my medium tack tape. This is my favorite tape. Now here's the thing, we could definitely save tape if we want to and just do them all piece by piece, or we could do it as all one big thing. Let's go ahead and see how many times we can use our transfer tape. I do like to do that sometimes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these all apart. That way we can just do them all one at a time. All right, now that we've got that all pulled apart, I'm going to do the outside last. So let's do the little inner pocket pieces first. So this is the inner pocket pieces that we have. Let's get those. Now, like I said, we have 8. Now, again, it's going to kind of depend on, you know, how you want to do them. You could do them this way if you want, or you can do them this way. I prefer this direction. That gives us a little more space to work with. So I'm just going to go ahead and start and grab a piece of transfer tape. I'm just going to go and cut like, I don't know, just a strip. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be exciting. We're just going to cut a strip, and we're just going to start with entertainment. And I'm going to press that down. And the nice thing is 99% of the time with Starcraft HD, it really likes to stick to the transfer tape. It comes off the backing really nicely when you want it to. So I'm going to go ahead and put entertainment down. Now, with these are just like a, I don't know, frosty plastic. So you're gonna want to be really intentional about where you put these down, because the second these touch, they are going to stick. So I do try to get it relatively straight, but if it's not perfect, I'm okay with it. And then you're gonna peel this back. Now you see, I barely pressed that with my hand, and look at that. It stuck so well. Is it perfect? No, it's fine. It's okay. It doesn't have to be. I'm not, like I said, not super worried. So I'm going to keep using that little section of our tape. I'm actually going to cut this big like edge off just so that it's out of my way. I don't need it. I can save this for later. And all I'm going to do is the same thing with these. I'm just going to press them down, put them on the bags, and we'll see how many we can get through. Now that we have the centers done, we're gonna do the cover. So like I said, this is like a faux leather, but it is puffy. So I was a little concerned about doing regular like HTV, but what's great about this is that vinyl will work fine as well. Now I'm gonna still use this same piece of transfer tape, because when you're doing something that's like fabric-y, using a less sticky transfer tape is always a good idea. It's gonna hold the vinyl fine, but when you go to put it on your actual like fabric-y product, it's gonna let go of it a lot easier. Now with this one, it should just stick pretty well, but you're gonna want to take your time a little bit with it. You're not gonna wanna rip this off, and you're going to want to use your squeegee. I should have moved it over just a hair that way, but I'm okay with it kind of curling around that side. It'll be fine. So when you like I said, when you take this off, you're gonna go slow, because you wanna make sure that everything's stuck, and especially that dot in the eye. But look at that, it stuck beautifully, it looks so good. So now we're gonna do the fun part with the big circle, and I'm just gonna squeegee this on to my transfer tape again, because it's not as sticky as it was. So using a squeegee is a good idea when it gets a little less sticky. And then you're just going to carefully roll this backing paper off. And if you have parts that don't stick, you can push them back down by pushing the paper back down. It works really, really well. But this transfer tape is great. And honestly, I could still use it for a few more designs if I wanted to. So here we're gonna get this. I'm gonna put this one a little closer to that side. It won't look off since it's a circle over there. And then I'm just gonna again use my squeegee to make sure I get this pressed down. Now again, because this is kind of puffy, you're gonna feel a little bit of like give back from the book. And then you're just gonna very carefully remove your transfer tape. Now I would recommend allowing, especially this front section, to cure, which means to sit for about anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, so 2 to 3 days or so, before you really start like manhandling this, because it'll just be a little bit better to allow that adhesive from the vinyl to cure. And just for funsies, let's go ahead and put the vacation fund that we made that's going to go a long ways. We put that on the back, and I think I'll actually do it so it's this direction. And you can, again, decorate this however you want. Add a family name, add the destination, add images, whatever you want to do, you can do with these. You can budget for all sorts of things with these. These are so much fun. These also make really fun gifts for like college students. Fill it up with some money or some gift cards. And then they've got this cute little book that they can keep going with their budget in. And it's just a nice little fun gift. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I put that down with the squeegee, and I'm gonna pull this off. Again, being relatively careful. And look at that. Now you've got the back decorated as well as the front. And then inside, all you have to do is put your little designs in. I didn't take this little packaging piece out yet, which I will take out. These just pop open like so, and then this can just kind of come out. And then you can put your little booklets in. Now they have the little like dots stuck in them still, so you're gonna kind of have to punch those out as you're putting them in. But you can just kind of, I always struggle with this, guys. Laugh at me because I do. I tend to like struggle getting these all lined up. But you can see all I'm doing is just putting that in, and then you just put all of them in here, and then you've got like space for if you want to like keep some gift cards. You've got little pockets in here for like notes and stuff. There's one back here as well. So I'm gonna get these all put together. I'm gonna let this sit for a little while so that the adhesive can cure, and then I'll give you guys a nice up close look at what it looks like.
Here is the finished planner. Now, like I said, have fun with this. Make it how you want. Use it for any type of event or gift. Just be creative. Use your own fonts. This is just kind of a guide. I think this is going to be a really fun way, though, to save for a future trip. So I look forward to using this. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. You can find links to everything that I used in this video in the video's description, which you can find right below the video. Just hit the little see more option. I've linked all the fonts that I used as well, just in case you want to use those too, because they are some of my favorites and I think they're super, super cute. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.